Welcome. Today, I will tell you an amazing story. A story about hard work, about saving money, about living simply. This is a true story about a maid, a cleaning lady, who became a millionaire. Her name is Oseola McCarty. This story happened in America, in Mississippi. Let me tell you her remarkable life. Osceola was born in 1908 in Mississippi, in the southern United States. Her family was very poor, African American, living in the segregation era, when Black people and white people were separated. Black people had fewer rights, fewer opportunities, less respect. Osceola's childhood was difficult, very difficult. Her grandmother worked as a washerwoman, washing clothes for white families by hand. Her mother also washed clothes. This was their job, their only job. When Osceola was in 6th grade, only 11 years old, her aunt became sick, very sick. Someone needed to stay home to care for her. Osceola dropped out of school. She left school to help her family. She never went back, never finished 6th grade, never went to high school, never went to college. Just 6 years of education. That was all. Osceola started working at age 11. She helped her grandmother and her mother washing clothes by hand. No washing machines, just water, soap, a washboard, and hard work. They washed other people's clothes, rich people's clothes, white people's clothes. They scrubbed, they rinsed, they wrung out the water, they hung clothes to dry. Then they ironed with heavy irons, heated on the stove. The work was exhausting, backbreaking, hot, wet, difficult. Osceola did this work every single day for 75 years. 75 years, from age 11 to age 86. The same work, every day, washing, scrubbing, ironing, over and over for 75 years. Osceola never married, never had children, never had a family. She lived alone in a small house, a very small house, 2 rooms, 1 bedroom, 1 living room. That was it. No fancy furniture, no decorations, no luxuries, just the basics: a bed, a chair, a table, a stove. That was all. Osceola lived a simple life. An extremely simple life. She never bought new clothes. She wore the same dresses for years and years. She never ate in restaurants. She cooked at home. Simple food. Beans, rice, cornbread. Nothing expensive. She never owned a car. She walked everywhere. To the store, to church, to work. She walked. She never took vacations, never traveled, never went to movies or concerts or shows. She just worked and went to church. That was her life. Work, church, home. Repeat. People in her town knew Osceola. Everyone knew her. The washerwoman, the maid, the cleaning lady. They thought, she is poor. She has nothing. What a sad life, working so hard for so little. But they did not know. Osceola had a secret, a big secret. Every week when Osceola got paid for washing clothes, maybe $10, maybe $20, not much money, she took that money and she divided it. She kept a little for food, for rent, for bills, and the rest she saved it. She walked to the bank and deposited it, put it in her savings account. Every week for 75 years, she saved money. Small amounts, $5, $10, sometimes $20, week after week, month after month, year after year, for 75 years, never spending on herself, never buy anything extra, just saving, saving, saving. Osceola was very careful with money. She never wasted anything. She used everything until it was completely worn out. Her clothes, she wore them until they had holes. Her shoes, she wore them until the soles fell off. Her food, she never threw away anything. Leftovers became the next meal. Nothing was wasted. Nothing. When something broke, she fixed it. She did not buy anything new. She repaired, she reused, she made do. This was how she lived, simply, carefully, frugally. Most people thought she was just poor, just struggling, but Osceola was not poor. She was saving, building wealth, slowly, steadily, patiently. Nobody knew, not her neighbors, not her friends, not even her family. Osceola kept her secret. She never talked about money, never showed off, never told anyone how much she had saved. She just lived quietly, humbly, modestly. In 1995, Osceola was 87 years old. Her body was tired, very tired, from 75 years of hard work. Her hands hurt, her back hurt, her legs hurt. She could not work anymore. She retired, finally retired, at age 87. Most people retire at 65. Osceola worked until 87. She went to the bank to organize her affairs, to check her savings. The bank manager looked at her account and his eyes got very big, very big. He could not believe it. This old woman, this washerwoman who wore old clothes, who lived in a tiny house, who has never spent money, had $280,000 in her savings account. $280,000, almost $300,000. The bank manager was shocked, absolutely shocked. How is this possible? How does a maid, a washerwoman, have so much money? But it was true. Osceola had saved every week for 75 years, small amounts, adding up, growing with interest, compounding year after year, until it became a fortune, almost $300,000. Osceola was a millionaire. Well, almost a millionaire. But in Mississippi, in 1995, $280,000 was a huge amount, a fortune. Osceola could have kept all the money, spent it on herself, bought a nice house, a car, nice clothes, traveled the world, enjoyed her life. After 75 years of hard work, she deserved it. But that was not what Osceola wanted. Osceola thought, I never went to school. I only finished 6th grade. I wish I could have studied, could have learned, could have gone to college, but I could not because I was poor, because I had to work. But maybe I can help someone else, someone young, someone poor, someone like me. Maybe I can give them the chance I never had. Osceola made a decision, a beautiful decision. She decided to donate most of her money to the University of Southern Mississippi to create a scholarship fund for poor students, African American students, students who could not afford college, just like she could not. Osceola donated $150,000, $150,000, more than half her savings, to help students go to college, get an education, get opportunities, change their lives. When the university received the donation, they were shocked, absolutely shocked. A maid, a washerwoman who never went to school, was donating $150,000 for scholarships. It was incredible, unbelievable, inspiring. The news spread. Newspapers wrote about her. TV stations interviewed her. Magazines featured her. Everyone wanted to know about Oseola McCarty, the washerwoman millionaire, the woman who gave away her fortune to help students. People were amazed, inspired, moved. Osceola became famous, nationally famous. She met the president, President Bill Clinton. She received honorary degrees from universities. She was invited to speak at events, at schools, at ceremonies, everywhere. People wanted to hear her story, her wisdom, her advice. But Osceola was humble, very humble. She said, I am not special. I just worked hard, saved money, and wanted to help. That's all. Anyone can do this. You do not need to be rich to make a difference. You just need to care and to give. The scholarship fund that Osceola created helped many students. The first recipient was a young woman named Stephanie Bullock. Stephanie was from a poor family. She could not afford college tuition, but because of Osceola, she got a scholarship. She went to university. She studied hard. She graduated and became a teacher. Stephanie met Osceola and thanked her with tears. She said, because of you, my life changed. I got an education. I got a career. I have a future. You gave me hope. You gave me a chance. Thank you. Osceola smiled and said, that is why I worked. That is why I saved. For this moment, to help someone like you. Now you must help someone else. Pass it on. Keep giving. Keep helping. That's how we change the world. Over the years, many students received scholarships from Oseola's fund. Dozens of students went to college because of her. They graduated, became teachers, became nurses, became engineers, became successful, and many of them started giving back, donating money to help others, just like Oseola helped them. Oseola's generosity created a ripple effect. One act of giving inspired hundreds of other acts of giving. In 1998, Oseola McCarty died. She was 91 years old. At her funeral, hundreds of people came. Students she helped, people she inspired, community members, university officials, everyone came to honor her, to thank her, to celebrate her life. The students who received her scholarships